Hey everybody, SPOOFOMANIA here, and today I'm going to be doing a video that I've been wanting to do for a while. And it's actually just like a Blu-ray DVD update. I think I have a couple DVDs and a couple Blu-rays and even one TV show that I'm going to show you. And also, before we get started, I want to thank you for getting me up to 200 subscribers. It means a lot. And I'm sure sometimes in the near future I'm going to be holding a contest. I'll give away like a Blu-ray or some nice DVD or something like that. But yeah, once again, I just want to thank you guys, and so let's get started. Alright, so the first Blu-ray from my collection I'm going to show you is Super 8. Now, Super 8 is one of those movies that I had really high expectations for, and I ended up really liking it too. And there's some really cool scenes in this movie, and it's one of those movies that I could just watch again and again. And I really like it, and even though I don't love the slipcover, I do like collecting slipcovers, but I don't love it with the yellow and everything, but still, it's a great movie to have on Blu-ray. So, next up is the DVD. It's Batman Begins, and I think it's almost like an underrated movie in a way, because it's always so overshadowed by The Dark Knight. And everybody says how great The Dark Knight was, and they seem to almost forget about Batman Begins. And this was another really great movie, and I think it's really underrated. And I love Christopher Nolan. He's one of my favorite directors. And I haven't seen it for a while, so I'm really glad to see this again. I'm going to be seeing it really soon again. And yeah, it's just a really great movie. Next up is probably, I think I put it number 2 on my list of favorite movies of the year. And it's Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And it's just a phenomenal movie. Like, I was so surprised when I saw this. And I just loved it. Andy Serkis's performance in this is just so Oscar-worthy. Even though he probably won't get a nomination, I would love to see him get a nomination in the first place. But I think he really does deserve one, and I know a lot of fans would love to see it. So, yeah, that's the Rise of the Planet of the Apes Blu-ray. And if you haven't seen the movie yet, then it's definitely worth checking out. Next up is a movie that I haven't seen yet, and it's Lethal Weapon. And I know I should have seen this movie already, but I heard it's really great, and it's really a lot of people compare it to Die Hard, and I love Die Hard's one of my favorite movies, and it stars Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, and I heard it's just a really fast-paced action movie that's a lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait to watch that. Also, I have Lethal Weapon, I think 3 and 4 too, so I gotta watch those too. Next up is the TV show I was talking about. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, season 5. And I got this, I think from Amazon during, like, they had this lightning deal thing, and this was only $9 for the whole season, so it was a no-brainer. I got it. And it has some really great episodes on here. And this is a show that I just started watching, I think, early this year. And it's quickly become one of my favorite shows. It's one of the funniest comedies on TV. And it's just so good. I love, what's his name? The person who plays Charlie Kelly on the show is hilarious. And it's just funny to see how stupid and how mean these group of friends are. There's not one likable person in this show. But that's why I love it so much. It's so original in that sense. So that's It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Season 5. Next up is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And I have to say, this movie's probably my top 5 of all time. It has great performances by Steve Martin, who's just a comedic genius. He's just so great in like almost any comedic movie he's in. And John Candy, too, who unfortunately died so young. But he made so many great movies when he was alive, including Stripes and this one, too. Uncle Buck was great. And this movie, I try to watch every Thanksgiving. And it always, almost always sends a tear down my eye. The last scene in this movie is just so beautiful. John Hughes, he did some great films, too. He died pretty recently, too. And it remains to be one of my favorite movies. I love this one. Then after that, we have Milk. And I picked this up for like I actually got this as a present. It was only like $2 or $3. And I haven't seen it, but I've been wanting to see it for a little while now. And I'm really glad I got it. It stars Sean Penn, who won an Oscar for it, his second one. And has a picture of him on the disc. And it's about Harvey Milk. And I actually don't know too much about Harvey Milk, but it's based on a true story. And I know this movie is really well reviewed. It was nominated for Best Picture, too. And I can't wait to see this one, too. Alright, next up is The Departed. And I haven't seen this movie yet, but the first thing that brought me in to buy it was the cast. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, and the list goes on and on. Those are just the big names. But I heard it won Best Picture, and I think Martin Scorsese, who directed it, won Best Director. And I just heard it's an overall great movie. It's a great mob crime movie. And I love that genre, like The Godfather, Donnie Brasco, Snatch, all those kind of movies I'm a real big fan of. So I can't wait to watch this one. And then our final DVD is Harry Potter. It's a Blu-ray, and The Deathly Hallows Part 2. When I went into this movie, I was expecting something epic, and that's what I got. I love this movie, and I actually really like this Blu-ray too. It's kind of like reversible. It goes to Voldemort from Harry Potter. And this one came with... it not only came with the Blu-ray, but it came with a DVD and a digital copy. But the thing I don't like about the digital copy is that it's ultraviolet, which a lot of DVDs are seeming to do now, where it's like you go onto Flickster or something like that, and then instead of actually getting a real disc, you could download it into iTunes. You have to go through Flickster to do it, something like that. And I'm not really a fan of that. And I hope they just go back to the other way. And but beside that, it's a good collection. It has some good special features, and it's an overall really good movie. I really like this Blu-ray. So yeah, that's all for today. That's what I'm going to be showing you. I'd like to do this about like every month or so. And yeah, so just tell me what's your favorite movie that you saw in my collection. And alright, thanks for watching. See you next time.